So what we're making tonight is a mashed potatoes with cheese and rosemary. Since for tonight, we're gonna have a filet mignon wrapped in bacon with blue cheese crumbles and then melted butter over the top. It'll be a good side dish to go with that. Tomorrow we can spread it out, cover our budget to where we can have another side dish for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're making the taco meatloaf for you. But we can spread it out that way. That way it cuts budget as well as spreads a good dish over 2 meals. That way, you can do food prep one day and have it for 2 meals. And by not doing a garlic mashed potato like the original plan that we had, it allows us to use it both for a flavorful steak side dish as well as a Mexican meatloaf. Because not only is it, just meatloaf in general, but it has a nice taco flavor. So you don't want to mix too much with the flavors, because otherwise then it overpowers one thing or another and kind of ruins your meal overall. So first time we're going to make it for you, we're going to make it without the garlic, but we're just going to make it with rosemary and cheese. Next time we make it for you, we're going to include that garlic and we're going to spice it up a little bit more than just the rosemary and garlic with it. So hopefully you enjoy it. Tonight we'll show you a little bit of the end product, and tomorrow we'll do the same just so you can get a full effect of it.
So what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to take some of that extra peeling off the outside. First you want to do is wash off the outside before you start peeling it. Get a paring knife or a peeler and just start taking off that out layer of skin on the potato. Get it nice and smooth and clean. Don't leave any rough spots. If there's any brown rotted parts of the potato, go ahead and cut that off. You don't want that in your mashed potatoes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and cut the potatoes into basically 1-inch chunks, and the first step is just cut them lengthwise into a couple blocks, and then we're going to go back and we're going to come in at dices of 4, just kind of evenly cook it, so smaller is easier to cut, and that way it's a faster cook time, because the bigger the chunks are, the longer it takes to cook. So cut down cooking time, makes it a little bit more fast and efficient for when you're cooking, to where you can get meals quick and easy to the family. So what we want to go ahead and do is go ahead and put all the potatoes into a pot. We're going to fill it with water. That way we can put it on the stove, bring it up to a boil. Once it boils for about 6 to 8 minutes, you want to go ahead and put a fork into it. That way you can see if it's soft enough to where we can mash it up. If your fork gets stuck in it, then it's still a little hard and you need to still let it boil for a few more minutes. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and add in the almond milk and the butter, and then we're going to add in the salt and the pepper, and we're going to pulsate it with a handheld blender. That way we can have a nice mixture of flavor before we add in the final touches of the rosemary and cheese to give it that flavorful ending result that we're looking for. And while you're blending it, you want to make sure you have a smooth consistency. If it starts to harden, you want to add some almond milk to kind of keep it nice and consistent. We're going to go ahead and add in the rosemary and the cheese into the mixture, and then we're going to start blending it back together. If needed, you can add the almond milk then, just to kind of keep it nice and consistent, so that way we have a smooth texture at the end of it. And when it gets closer to looking like it's done, you can go ahead and take it off and start plating it for yourself and for any friends that might want to be eating. So this is our meal for tonight, which was a filet wrapped in bacon with blue cheese and butter melted on top, with a side of the cheesy mashed potatoes with rosemary.